This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited tonight. It's been about a month now since we started the Metapwr. And so tonight we're going to be sharing some of our results so far of what we're doing, how we're doing it. And I'm going to share with you the Metapwr challenge, okay, that we're starting soon as well. All right, ladies. Welcome, and try to eliminate a lot of the background noise as much as you can, but you can go ahead and unmute, and if we can just take turns. I would just like to hear what your results are. The people that have tried it already, what are your results? Okay, so anybody want to go? Or actually I can start and I'll give you a clue of what to say. So my friend Ashley, it's her anniversary today. She didn't remember that it was the same day. So she was going to come, but she can't come now. Anyways, she said that her husband said that he feels like he has more energy overall, and especially in the afternoons, he has more clear thoughts, and he noticed that his skin is glowing and no loss of weight. He's very skinny anyways. One thing she said that he mentioned is he used to forget to eat because he didn't feel hungry. So the Metapwr helped remind him to eat. So it kind of helps him balance that. Okay, so that was really good. Ashley says that she's loving the Metapwr. It's given her so much energy. She's lost 9 pounds already, and inches. And she doesn't have the midday lag. Clear thoughts and focus. So that's her results so far. All right, so let's hear from you guys. What are your results? Go ahead and unmute and share your Metapwr experience. So go ahead and unmute. So feel free to share your Metapwr experience.
I'll go.
Was it Cheryl or Karen? Karen, go ahead.
Okay. So I think the biggest thing that I've noticed is sleep. Like I just am in a really, really deep sleep every night, and then I wake up early and then I'm just ready to go. I have also noticed the lack of afternoon lag, and then I've also just been able to be aware of when I'm hungry or not. Like it's made my hunger cues more noticeable, like when I'm not hungry and when I am hungry. It's just like, oh, I'm not hungry, or okay, yeah, it's time to eat,
Yes.
So those are the things that have really stood out to me.
That's awesome. I love that. So better sleep, no more afternoon lag, and your body is teaching you how to eat and what to eat, right? And like clearer signs of hunger and satiety. Yeah.
And things that should sound good, like croissants, which I love, like they don't sound good. Like my body just, things that seem like they would be good just don't sound good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know what that means. That's so awesome. Yeah, I love it. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I can just add to what Karen said, because I've had all those experiences as well. In fact, today, while having lunch with Debbie, lunch was really, really good. We went out to eat, and like I was full like halfway through it, and I was kind of like, but I don't want to take it home and I don't want to waste it. So it's kind of a mind over a matter thing, but I definitely felt the signal that I've had enough. I've had enough, and I was ready to stop. So the things that Karen said, I'll just read. The sleep has been really great, except for the last couple of nights, and that's my own fault too. But but for the most part, the sleep has been really amazing, and the energy all day long. Again, just like Karen, in the afternoon, even after I ate that lunch and ate more than I should, I I didn't feel like so exhausted. I wanted to just lay down. So that was really good. And I had some sugar too. So I did take my Metapwr assist. So I feel like it helped balance me. But some of the things that really have been noticeable to me is that I have these like weird little dry patches on my skin in different places. It's mostly, I think it's sun issues, but they've been there for so long, for years, and they're cleared up. So I had like 3 on my arm here. I do have one on my chest still that's still there, but it's minimal. I had one over my eyebrow here and one on the side of my forehead here, and this is completely gone. And this one is pretty much mostly gone. So I feel like that I can attribute to Metapwr, just the clearer skin for that. The other thing is under my eyes, the puffiness and some of the wrinkles I have noticed are finer, like they're not real obvious anymore to me. Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, wait a second, that looks so much better. So I'm like, okay, I'm 57. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm expecting to have wrinkles there, but it's just really nice when they seem to be disappearing. And then the other thing is my hair is gotten even more thick. Not, yeah, it's fine, but it's just thick and it's growing back in. The new growth is darker than the old growth. So that's crazy. It's not all dark, but where I have the gray, I've noticed that there's more dark hair growing in the new growth. So that's
Yay.
pretty
And
cool.
didn't your hairdresser say something?
Yeah, that was before. That's when I was using the Yarrow Palm supplement. Is you could see the new growth, how fast it was coming in, and how much thicker my hair was, because it was still really thin on the ends, and even my ends have started to fill in a lot more since the growth is coming in so fast. Like I feel like my hair is growing faster, and this is the longest my hair has been in ages.
Oh.
I usually at this point am cutting it off because it's so fine. It just kind of like frizzes at the end so bad, and I'll just chop it off because I'm sick of it. But
Oh my goodness.
I don't. It feels really healthy still. So
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
So many things. Energy,
So many things.
mental clarity.
Yeah, mental clarity.
So many things. That's so good. All right, so results. We want to hear results, guys. Anyone else want to share? That's brilliant. I'm so excited for you guys.
Okay, I do have one more thing.
There's
okay,
more results. Tell us.
So I did not. I did measure myself, but I did not weigh myself before I started this because we don't have a scale, and I don't want to see a scale. But anyway, I probably should have. But my stomach is flatter. Like it's not like I have a belly, but I noticed that it is flatter. Like I don't feel like I've lost inches in size, but my pants do feel more comfortable. But I did notice that my belly is flatter.
Yeah,
So
like the
whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever
That's the less bloating.
the less
I-
bloating. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, definitely the bloating, but I don't know how to describe it. And
I know
that this is
I know
recorded.
what you mean, Cheryl. It's sort of like your tissues are tighter and it's coming together more.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
before it kind of just like hung there. Like,
It's
but
dangling.
now it's like hanging flat.
I actually had that exact same thought this morning. Exactly.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to describe it because it's I don't know. I just don't know. I see it. I can see the difference.
Yeah. Like
And
someone just kind of like, pulled it all in. Made it
Yeah,
tight.
a little bit. It's kind of
Yes.
weird how it is,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not taking pictures to show anybody. I just,
No.
just
I know, I'm the same. Like, not, they do that before pictures. I'm like, not doing that.
yeah, I haven't done that either. So.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl. That's so good. Next person, results. Let's hear it.
I'll
So,
share.
Debbie.
Yeah, so I did take before pictures, but only for me. And I have been weighing and measuring every week. And I'll be honest, last week I was kind of up and down with sickness and stuff, but okay, so I'm probably down 5 or more pounds. I didn't weigh today and I should have weighed, but 5 or more pounds. And I've been on it for, this is I just finished week 3 and I'm into week 4.
Mhm.
Because what's today? The 11th. Yeah. So yesterday was the end of week 3. So down 5 to 6 pounds, maybe more. I weighed.
That's 2 pounds a week. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
awesome. And you guys, I usually walk or hike or exercise like 2 to 3 times a week. I know that doesn't sound very much, but for me, that's
That's
good.
a lot. Yeah, that's good.
And I haven't walked since a week ago, Monday, and started doing some like resistance and stuff. And so honestly, I haven't changed a lot, but I just texted someone and I said, strangely, I feel like more in control, like of what I'm eating. And then Jade, when you said it's teaching your body how to eat and regulate, that's exactly how I feel. Is I'm just more conscious of it, of what the feelings are, when I'm hungry, when I'm not hungry, and of the choices that I'm making when I am hungry. It's just kind of helps you, like it's like a gauge that's like do 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 bing. Okay.
Yeah.
This
I
is
like-
what you should, yeah. And I find a couple times, well, Stephen, it's my birthday, so a couple times we celebrated last like Friday, and then we had family party last night, and we both felt like when we just overate sugar just a little bit, because we've been pretty good about that. When we overate it just a little bit, we were like, whoa,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have eaten that. And so it is really, really teaching us to be more in tune
Yeah.
with what our body needs.
So it's like the immediate feedback, right, Debbie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like inches, I'm not down a ton yet, but in my waist, I do feel that a lot of less bloating, and I'm down like an inch or so
Yeah.
in my waist.
That's awesome. And your picture that you posted, your face looks different. Did you guys notice when she posted her picture?
Well, Steve asked me, did you use a filter on that? I was like, no.
Excuse me.
No, I don't even know how to use those.
That's
But
awesome.
so I was like, okay. And yeah, I feel like I have good skin anyway, but
Yeah.
for 52, I look at other people that are my age or even a little bit younger, and they have a lot of crow's feet and smile. Like I do have smile lines and stuff, and a lot of this creasing up here. And I feel like I don't have a lot of that. And I feel like I had that before, but I think the collagen has been really supportive to that. So
That's so good.
yeah.
What fantastic results. Yeah, I love it. And Ashley, she was saying when I was talking to her last week, her husband had to put his hand over her face like this. And she was like, "What are you doing? You're annoying." And he was thinking there was a light reflection or something because her face is glowing, but he went like this and it's still glowing. It's not from out there, it's from in here. And I'm like, wow, Ashley, that's a compliment. That's great. So yeah. You guys find that your skin is glowy? Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Anybody else want to share? I know Sierra. I don't know why she's still like, what is that? She's not quite on here yet. She needs to kind of re-enter. But Nora has results, and Sierra has results she might like to share. So, hey, Nora, can I put you on the spot?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I've noticed, the first thing I noticed when I took our first dose back at convention was that I just had more energy. And when I got home, I just noticed my hair was like felt thicker. And I can see that, because usually when it grows in, it starts to like break up here. So I have all these like little frizzies, but it's like straight, you know, and the frizzies are down here.
It's the
And
old-
it's coming in more brown, you know.
Oh.
It's not frizzy up here, it's frizzy down here. It's because it's growing. I also noticed on my skin I have some patches like Cheryl, where I was a lifeguard and worked on the beach and at pools for years. So I had some like little dark spots, and they're clearing up.
Wow.
And I had like dry skin, but I've been dry brushing, but not the way they talked about at convention, where you put the oil on first and then you dry brush. So I've been doing that. So my skin is much more moist and stays moist all day. And my endurance is so much better. Like I hadn't really run for a while. And if I did run with my husband, I would have to walk. And the other day we went for a 45-minute run and I ran the whole time. I mean, I wasn't doing 6-minute miles or anything, but I ran the whole time and felt great the next day.
Mhm.
I can just feel like my muscles are you know, like they're there. Yeah.
You can feel it.
Mm-hmm. And my diet has completely changed. I'm one of those people that didn't have hunger, and so now I have those hunger cues, and I just have gone from like, I don't know what to eat, because you know, if there was a fitness diet, I was on it.
Yeah.
So I kind of lost my like intuitive sense of eating, but being on the Metapwr has really helped that come back full force.
Oh.
And my body's like, give me the fat. Give it to me. I'm definitely know I'm on the high end of the RDA for fat content right now. But you know, I'm not putting on weight. It just, that's what my body needs. You know, some people, everybody's different.
Mhm.
And yeah, faster healing. And I didn't realize too, I was kind of Googling on the internet today that skin is so important to our immune health.
Mhm.
You know, so if one of the things that you notice about yourself is that your skin just takes a little while to heal from like a cut or something, that may be a sign that you need the collagen
Mm.
to protect your body. And my digestion is so much better. Yeah. Sleep is better, energy's better, focus.
And you're saying that you're getting all of these ideas and it's just all
Mhm.
coming, and you're able to handle things better. So you have lots and lots of things going on, but you're like, I'm not stressed. Haha. I can do them all. Yeah, she said she's got 5 or 6 things happening and she's fine. Before it used to be like, I can only handle one thing at a time. But now, hey.
Yeah, a lot of like trying to do what is socially acceptable and work on one thing at a time. And you know, I just go from thing to thing, and I do get things done.
Yeah. That's, you don't have to shut everything off and then do the one thing. Yeah.
Mhm. And I'm better at staying organized and knowing and making choices.
Yeah.
Better, clearer choices about just everyday little things, you know, so getting caught up in, if I do that, then that might happen. If I do that, then that might happen. And then somebody will get mad. And it's like, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just doing.
Just clearer reasoning,
Yeah.
logical reasoning and thinking. Yeah. Brilliant. Love it. Wow. I am so happy to hear those results. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Hey, Kat, is it Kat? Can I pick on you? I know you went to convention with us and you started the Metapwr too. You want to share some results? Let's go ahead and
Trying to unmute.
there you go.
Honestly, I have a lot of baggage in my head. And so it's been about 3 weeks. The first week, getting back in home, I started taking it and I didn't notice much, but I would get tired in the middle of the afternoon. The second week, I set myself up for a little bit more success and I put my max O2 and took my Terrazyme and my middle of the day Metapwr supplement in there. And on Monday, not this Monday, but the Monday before, I took it in the afternoon and really found out that I didn't really need it at that point in time, but I took it anyway just to power through the day because it was a long day at work. And found that whole week that everything just kind of, I was in a good mood no matter what was going on. So that was my second week. Third week, kind of my normal stride hit, still in a good mood, dealing with some of the things that I have problems dealing with. Didn't take pictures, didn't measure, should have, got on the scale and found I was 2 pounds lighter.
Yay.
We had a birthday with a friend, little girl over, and they had cake and I had cake because I was like, it's there. I love sugar. Sugar's me. Sugar, sugar, sugar. I was upset stomach for 2 days because I had too much sugar. And energy level was good, played with the girls. Like I played with the girls. I played hide and seek with the girls. Ran around the apartment at 8 o'clock at night with 4 7 to 12-year-old girls playing hide and seek. Like just a kid.
Good on ya.
And I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but I'm 55 and that whole thing. I spotted for a week. I haven't done that in a year over. So I'm kind of feeling those rejuvenating effects that they were talking about.
Oh,
So that's where I'm
Yeah.
at. Okay, I'm fine.
wow. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, I like that you said, hey, you know, we're all at different stages, right? You said you started out with all this foggy mind and then things get better and then you were able to manage. It's not like everything is exactly perfect immediately. We kind of ease into it. And it's training us. It's really training us. And now, you know, you're not going to eat a lot of cake because it's going to give you 2 days of tummy ache. Or like Debbie Westcott saying, hey, that's just a little bit too much there. Yeah, and your body kind of reminds you. But it's so good because the signals run faster. So the signal will get to you before you put that extra thing in your mouth. So you're training yourself to really eat differently. I think our one of the common results so far is that you have to kind of reinvent yourself here. What do I like to eat? What does my body like to eat now? And, you know, when do I eat and how much? And so it's a little bit of a learning curve right now, but I think in a few months we'll get it. We'll get the hang of it, right? And it'll be much better. So I'm so excited. The results are great so far. Let's hear from everybody else that have not tried it. Oh, hang on, we have Melinda. Did you want to try it? You want to share, Melinda?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please share your results.
So I have to say one of the things that I've not been great at is taking that pill like 15 to 20 minutes before the meal.
Okay, that's the assist.
Yes, yeah, the assist.
Let me put that on the screen.
But even with not being great with that, last I weighed myself, I was down 4 pounds. But I think like Debbie, I'm feeling the same thing, like less bloating, feel like, things fit better and whatnot. Have way more energy in the afternoon. I used to come home from work and just be done. Like I just wanted to sit on the couch. I'm done. But like today I went for a 4-mile walk after work. And I just find that I have a lot more energy.
Yay!
And just wanting to do more. So it's been really good. And I don't know if it was in our group, but like you were saying, just with the, maybe the collagen, like in my boots, like I feel like they're
Tight.
more firm, which is such a funny thing to notice. In my stomach, everything just feels more tighter and not so like, woo, wobbly anymore.
Hanging.
Yes. Yes. It's a lot more energy for sure. Oh, like very noticeable.
Yeah.
And so my next goal is to make sure to add that as in, see how it can take off from there.
More regular. Yeah, that's so awesome. I'm so glad. You come home and you still have energy to spare, and then you actually do some exercise too. And so that's huge. And imagine if we keep doing that, right? So good. Sierra, now that you got your sound, can I ask you to share what are your results?
Hi.
Hi there.
Sorry, I'm running around like crazy because I don't know if you can see behind me. Can you see the mountains?
Yeah.
I am leaving here tomorrow, so I'm running around like crazy, getting my stuff together so I can drive up to Arizona tomorrow to meet Debbie.
Woohoo! So just take a minute. Just tell us what the results are so far of the Metapwr stuff.
The biggest thing, I noticed within just a few days, like while we were still at convention, because I started it right away. At convention, I noticed my bloating went down.
Mhm.
And that was literally gave me like an inch in my waist. So I'm like, how can my clothes already be fitting looser? I mean, it's only at that point, it had only been like 3 days. And but that was super exciting. So I will say, just because I'm like the most optimistic person ever, I was like, haha, so I'm gonna be down like 3 pounds in 1 week, that's just my attitude. I have not actually weighed myself. I would agree with almost everybody else and say that the energy level is the biggest first thing that after, that lack of bloating, that is the next first thing that I noticed.
Mhm.
Especially because I've been out here. We have 9 days of balloon fiesta, 9 days straight in a row where we're getting up at 3:15 or 3:30 every single morning. And we are on the field by 4:45. And we go to bed around 11, 10:30 to 11. So it's a really, really, really long day. We do have some time in between. And if we stay on the field, a lot of us like usually crash and take a power nap like on the grass. So we lay a blanket out and take a power nap on the grass until we have to do the evening events and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, let's go walking or let's go do this. Tim asked me one day, he's like, well, we have our car. Do you want to go for a hike? And I'm like, yes. And we went on a hike. And I was like, what are we doing? We're going to be so tired tonight. And although I was extremely tired when we went to bed, it was not hard for me to get to that point. I didn't feel like I was going to pass out. It wasn't probably until day 9 that I struggled, even in the morning, just with, 9 days of lack of sleep and hard working energy and whatnot. And I swear to you, the Advantage helped me so much because they don't eat healthy out here, like at all. And when they bring you food, you don't want to be rude and be like, I can't eat that. But I tried to pick things out that were a little bit healthier and maybe not have the wrap or the bread or all the cheese or anyway. But it was a very successful 9 days of using it. Like Melinda said, I've been very bad about, I don't do it 15 to 20 minutes ahead of time, like you're supposed to with the assist. I've been taking it with my meal. So it's just what I've had to do to remember to actually have it and take it. Maybe I'll get better at that when I'm actually at home in my own space. And I know I'm like prepping a meal, so I can take it while I'm prepping the meal. I think that will be better, when I'm in a more consistent environment. That will be easier, but I've consistently taken it every day. I've only missed one evening, I think it was, of all my vitamins, of everything. Of course, I still do take my PB Assist at night. I take my Terrazyme twice a day with my morning and my evening meal. I can't wait to step on a scale and to do my measurements to see how different they are. So I'll do that when I get home at the end of the month. So I'll probably be flying home on the 25th. So I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, we'll see you then. So, I was talking to Sierra and she was like showing me how her jeans are fitting better. And, I mean, that's the point. Sometimes what if you get more muscle, and you haven't lost too much,
Right.
you've lost fat and you've got gained muscles. And so it's not necessarily about the weight. It's more about how you feel about yourself. And, just
Exactly.
going for 9 days and you're still like, still doing it like with an Energizer bunny. That's telling you something's working here. Right.
And here's the other really great thing, especially, at my age, I'm 51. You get to the point, or I got to the point, I don't know if anybody else had experienced this, where I'm just like, it's all I could do to get through the day. I'm too tired to work out. I'm too tired to extend that extra energy to do exercises that would obviously be good for your body. But now I feel like I have the energy to be able to do that. So I'm excited to get myself back on a schedule, like an exercise schedule. I got a lot of exercise out here. So I'm sure that helped a lot. I just need to keep it up.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Sierra, for sharing. Yeah, keep up the good work. Fantastic. Anybody else have questions for us, the people that have used the Metapwr, who have not used Metapwr? You have any questions so far for us?
Well, I've been using it. I just wanted to share my
yes,
results.
Please. Oh, please. Yeah, there you are. Karina, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. So I've lost probably 6 pounds. I've been using it for like 3.5 weeks as well. Or no, maybe only 3 weeks. Yeah, I guess only 3 weeks. And so that's really awesome. And like, I agree with what everybody else is saying. I've had the same experiences. And I've also have noticed my nails and my hair have been growing super fast, which I personally don't like that part because I like to keep my nails and hair short, but anyhow.
Not a bad thing.
And I've been like clearer in my head. My thoughts and mind is I was having a lot of like brain fog beforehand, kind of a numbness, and that's gone, which is awesome.
So good.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you so much, Karina. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us that. That's brilliant. So
I didn't even mention.
Yeah.
I didn't even mention it until Karina just said that. My nails, oh my gosh, they're growing like crazy and they're hard. They've never been hard. They've been thin and brittle and flaky, and my nails are incredible. I just actually went and got gel polish put on them because they look so nice.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, and like everybody's taking their lifelong vitality. And I think, adding the Metapwr, they call it like the booster, the metabolic booster. Okay, so I think maybe our body's absorbing the nutrients more. Is that right? And I think that's what it is too, because when people start on the LLV, they find that their nails are growing better. But like, I think it's cleaning us out and it's just really, working well together. Yeah. As for me, I had a miscarriage at the convention, and the Metapwr really helped me kind of clean out and recover faster. When I came home, the usual thing that happens when, after you birth or have a miscarriage, you have hair loss. But I didn't experience too much hair loss. as I did before, but the hair that grew back, it feels like it's a little bit darker. And my kids actually asked me if I dyed my hair, and I'm like, no, I haven't gone, out to do that. I just had a haircut. Anyway, so they mentioned that too. And I find that I sleep so much more, so much deeper. I thought I slept good, but when I wake up, it's like peeling myself off the bed, and then give me like 5 minutes, and then I'm completely awake. But it's sort of like I slept like a baby, and that was really good because I really needed to have that recovery. So it's like your body, it knows what it wants from you, but when you have all of these tools, your body's like able to do all of that better. And kind of like Nora mentioned, my body was craving fat and meat. So every day I'm like, can I have a little bit more beef, a little bit more chicken? But then, it knows when it's done. It yells at you and it's like, no, you're done. You're not eating anymore. And I feel like I dish up half as much as I used to, but I kind of know this is what I really, really want tonight, and just give it to me, and I'm all, that's interesting that my body wants that. And I had treats, people brought treats over, the kids that I teach, and I could not eat any of the pastry or anything. I had a bite of it. I'm all, it's kind of gross. And I'm like, thank you though, you guys eat it, you guys take care of it, so that was really interesting part of the experience that I had. So I know that some people had their husbands do this too. So anybody want to share what their husband's results are? I know Debbie and Cheryl, you had your husband get on it a little bit. So anybody have results you want to share?
Steve actually isn't on Metapwr yet. Well, okay, I'll take that back. He's doing Metapwr Assist. We just added that in this last week, but he's been on Lifelong Vitality for almost 3 weeks now. And we've seen like crazy, to me it's crazy because he's so much happier. And he's sleeping really, really well, having less pain, less headaches, which was like a daily occurrence for him, and pretty bad ones. And also the appetite control is really, just a real prominent result that we're seeing, as he just is in more control and just better mood, the whole 9 yards. And it just shows me how important it is to feed ourselves properly and to have supplements that are bioavailable. So I did order Metapwr for him, so it's coming, it's on its way. But for now, just probably the last, maybe not the whole week, but most of the week, he's been doing the Metapwr Assist before his meals. And I do, like I said, his portions are smaller. It's like he was a really big guy, and he's probably down 100 pounds over the last few years. And he probably eats a fourth of what he used to eat. Like we're now, when we go out to eat, we can buy one meal and split it and be totally satisfied.
Oh,
So
awesome.
yeah.
I love it. That's wonderful results. So keep it up.
Yeah, Mark is kind of the same way now. He was a big eater, and he's moderating it a lot better now that he is on it. So he's been on Lifelong Vitality for several years, but he takes the Metapwr faithfully. The only thing is he takes the Metapwr Assist in the morning. He just takes it, and
with anything, with everything that he's taking.
Yeah, he just takes it in the morning. I said, well, you're supposed to take it, with your biggest carb meal or your largest meal. But he's just kind of like, well, I just don't think about it, so I'm just taking it now. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But he he definitely, I can tell he's lost some weight. I haven't asked him about, if he's been weighing himself or anything, but he does look like he has shed some pounds. The other thing, like Debbie was saying, I feel like he's more positive. Now, my husband is mostly a positive person. He calls himself a realist, though, when he's, kind of going on the negative kind of thinking way. But I've noticed he's been much more positive and staying more. Yeah, instead of being a realist, he's been more positive. But yeah. The one thing I wanted to say is I've noticed he is not snoring. It's so like that's a problem, and I've just not noticed him snoring for the last couple of weeks. So maybe I'm sleeping so good that I don't hear it. I don't know, but yeah, normally he falls asleep before me, and it's a little struggle sometimes. But I haven't noticed in 2 weeks that he's snoring.
So good. Love it. Sierra, go ahead. You got to unmute yourself, Sierra. Are you there? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay, jump in when you're ready. All right, that's awesome. Okay, so let's share with everybody how you are doing it, how are you using it, because everybody's doing it differently. So we want to help people see the different ways we're using it. There's a question here, Debbie. If a friend is going through chemo or whatever, even I'm thinking even taking medications or or on other treatments, can we still use it? I don't see why not, because most of our body is made out of collagen, right? And these oils help us repair and help us cleanse our cells. So a lot of these products are cellular based, if not pretty much all of them. So I feel confident if I'm going to be telling somebody to eat healthy, right? Eat healthy salads. There's like no difference to me saying you should do Metapwr and LLV, because they're all food based, right? So it can only help. And just watch yourself and see if what's happening, if it's a good thing, or if it's not a good thing. You can actually have the feedback pretty much already. So it's not scary. I just don't feel like it's anything that they need to be totally concerned about. It's not like you're taking another medication, it's going to mix and it's going to explode inside your body or something like that. So anyways, all right, let's hear it from you guys. How are you using the Metapwr products? What are you doing? So there's the Advantage, guys. That's the powder that you put in your water. There's the Assist. Okay, so that's the extra a little supplement there that you're supposed to take before your meals. And then, it helps with blood sugar balancing. It helps with glucose spikes, and helps stabilize your energy levels. And then there's all the Metapwr oil blend products. Okay, so let's hear it. What are you guys doing?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll just say really quick. I do the powder sachet every day, probably mid-morning, because I've actually just naturally kind of gone into this intermittent fasting way of eating or not eating, I guess. Yeah. So I haven't been hungry or like ready to eat until between 10 and 11 in the morning. And so I will prep that at that time or eat again a couple hours later and take it then. And I know a lot of people are doing super, what do we call it? Super user or twice a day, but I haven't done the twice a day unless I felt like intuitively like I needed it. So most of the time was just once a day. Mm-hmm. And then the Metapwr Assist, yes, I am actually taking that in the evening before my dinners with my lifelong vitality.
Mhm.
So I take it like I kind of take it at dinner time or when I'm prepping for dinner. So it might be 15 minutes before, it might be 30 minutes before.
Mhm.
It's just right around there. And then the beadlets I just use when I feel like I have a craving and I can't think of something else healthy to eat. Or like healthy that I want to eat, because I want, you know what I mean? Like I want to feel like I want it. I don't want to feel like I'm forcing myself. Like today, I could have went and got a little piece of cake, and I stopped for a second. I was like, no, what does my body really, really want? And it was apples and peanut butter. And that was a better choice than, you know, a cupcake.
Yeah.
And then I did use the gum quite a bit when we were at convention, which I really love the gum. I just was like, oh yeah, we have gum. I forgot about it. So I need to pull that out. And then today, actually, well, of course I put the oil in my water. So when I'm not using the sachets, I just put a couple, 2-3 drops in my metal water bottle with water. But today I actually just was like, what the heck? And dropped it right in the back of my throat. And it's lovely. And it actually was like, I was like, oh, it's like helping to open my airways, and like it had some other benefits with it. So anyway, and it really, really does help with the cravings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
for sure.
that's my experience of how I use it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you. Cheryl?
Yeah, that's pretty much the same as me. I'm not a breakfast person, so I eat between 11 and 12. But I'll do my sachet mid-morning, and I pretty much drink water with the Metapwr oil in it all day long. So I'm always sipping on it, and I really feel like I love the way it feels. Just as it goes through down my esophagus and everything, you can feel, I don't know, there's an energy there. It just feels really good and soothing to me. But then usually lunch is when I do, because lunch is usually my heaviest meal. But if I know I'm going to have something heavier in the evening, I'll do the Metapwr assist with, before that. And then I'm pretty simple with it. It's pretty much very much a 3-step system. And if I just had the sachet, the assist, and the oil, that's pretty much all I use. I have tried the beadlets, and I do the gels sometimes. Sometimes I'll just do the gels with my supplements, just because. I don't know, but I would just be happy with the 3 too. So, but I like the gum a lot. I'm just not a big gum, chewer. So.
Yep, I love it. And you can keep it as simple as you want. So
Yeah, I love that about the system.
so,
That 3rd step down there, number 3, is just options.
yep. Yeah, so different options, whatever you want to do with these products. They make it available for everybody. So when you can buy it individually, you can buy the ones that you like. So if you're not into the gum, you don't have to buy the gum. You're not into the beadlet, you don't have to. And so yeah, it's awesome. Sierra and then Melinda, go ahead.
The other thing I wanted to mention is I've been diagnosed since I was a kid with hypoglycemia. So that's low blood sugar. So if I don't eat periodically, and usually what they suggest to you is 6 small meals a day, which honestly is pretty healthy if you're doing very small, healthy things during the day and you're spreading it out and you're not eating so much, that it helps regulate your sugar balance and whatnot better than if you only have 3 meals a day and you're waiting for it to get really low and then spiking and really low and spiking. So I have noticed in this since I started at convention, I've only had one time where I felt slightly nauseated, like, oh, my blood sugar's low. because I know when my blood sugar's low, it's very, very evident. I usually get shakes, like my hands shake. I feel nauseated, and then it can get worse. I get lightheaded if I let it go. I've only noticed one time. It was a slight bit of nauseation, and I was like, my blood sugar's low, and I didn't have anything on me, so I had the advantage. And I shook it up in a bottle of water, and I drank that, and I was totally fine for about 40 minutes. And then I started feeling, and I knew I needed to get something to eat soon, but I was super, super surprised that within just a couple of minutes, I felt better. And then that it lasted like 35 to 40 minutes before I even felt like, oh, okay, I really need to eat now. But luckily I was already fixing stuff. So I guess I'm really surprised how much that has changed in my life, because I deal with that multiple times every single day. And I haven't had it at all except for that once.
Oh, that's so good. I love it. I love it. And imagine our friends who struggle with a lot of blood sugar issues. So, you know, I've got a friend that is helping her daughter. Her daughter has diabetes and type 1, and she's been helping her do it all natural, oils, supplements, and everything, healthy diet. And she's almost off her insulin, and she's great. You know, who knew? And she went and she read about this. She's like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait for us to buy it individually, because she's gonna just buy so much of that assist and that advantage for her daughter. You know, and of course the oil too, but you know, it's just like, oh, this is going to be a lifesaver for her. And Sierra, I know what you mean, because once in a while I get that low blood sugar and my whole body shakes, and then I feel like I'm going to pass out. But you know, it's so good to have something that you know will fix it quickly, and manage it, because you can't do anything else. Like when you're in that state, you know, you're not functional. So yeah,
exactly.
So good. So
also, other thing that I deal with on a daily basis is really bad allergies, mainly to animals. And I am out here with a family that every single household has multiple dogs. And the only thing, Layla and I were talking about this just yesterday, the only thing that I've changed in my life, the only thing is this Metapwr. And she just picked up her puppy that she now has. And I'm like, I'm not allergic to your dog. This is really weird. This is not a hyperallergenic dog, but I haven't sneezed. I haven't had the itching on the back of my throat, the swelling or itching of the eyes, like nothing. And I have had that puppy all up in my face and everything. And she said, well, have you had the same reactions you used to at my mom and dad's house? And I'm like, actually, no, I hadn't thought about that, but no. And she's like, and what have you been doing different? So we realized the only difference. Now, I'm not making a claim here. I don't know if that's.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you're sharing a story.
Yes, I literally have had this huge difference. So I can't wait to get back home and test it out with my mom and dad's 2 dogs, because I always react with them, always.
That's so awesome. And, you know, we did do a session with the cigarette smoke, you know, and we kind of like the allergy linked to that. But, you know, and it could be just the overreaction linked to lots of things. But if you kind of disassociate and as you clear and calm your mind and body, that's a natural result. So that's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing.
Energy balancing that day as well. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, Melinda, go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So I took the Metapwr in the morning, and I think I read, I don't know if it was someone in our group or just in general, that people were feeling like tired. I was feeling very tired after taking Metapwr in the morning. So I switched to night, and that made a huge difference. So I do it in the night. And then
the advantage powder.
Yes, the powder. And then, you know, with the assist, I need to be better. I was making dinner as the call was going, so I took it because we were talking about it. So day 1 down. But with the others, I do keep the gum in my lunch box. So after lunch, I pop one in, and it usually is pretty good for the, the rest of the day. I don't feel like I need to snack or anything. Where normally I would grab a snack midday, I don't feel like I need that anymore. I haven't used the beadlets or the oil. So I'm wondering, I think I saw you made a blend. How many drops did you put for your blend? Like with the roller bottle?
Yeah, so it's half the roller bottle of the oil because I didn't want to be like burning. So sometimes people say it's too strong because of peppermint. So you just start with half, and then the other half is coconut oil, and you roll it under your belly and your bottom or whatever, problem areas. Yeah, and so you could use it that way. But I like always doing, the dry brushing.
Yeah. And then I was curious how people are doing just the soft gels, because I've been just doing one with breakfast and one with lunch. But are people taking 3 a day and then an assist? I'm curious how people are doing.
I'm actually taking it with my supplements. So when I'm already taking the Lifelong Vitality in the morning, well, morning is in like 9. So not quite when I wake up. So yeah, and then I if I feel like I might take another one in the evening, not necessarily for the energy, but just for the leveling up of the blood sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, can I say something too? I forgot. I do take the gels at nighttime. I do too before bedtime.
Yep. Yeah.
So with my probiotics.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it does give you energy, but for me at nighttime, it helps just me with digestion and everything when I sleep. And I felt for several days, there's just this extra energy. So it was 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, I can't go to bed right now. I need to just go for a walk. I just jumped on the treadmill and, did a 20-minute thing. And then I was like, okay, I think I burned off some extra energy. So that's not usual for me. So that's a good thing too. Yeah. Anybody else want to share? So go ahead, Cheryl.
I just wanted to say too, I was the opposite from Melinda. I actually was trying to be a super user and I decided to use the Advantage a second time. And I used the second dose like in the evening and I could not sleep at all. So I don't use that in the evening, but it's just fine in the morning. So I'll be a super user early afternoon next time.
Yeah, in the morning. Yep. That's awesome. Yeah, so see how we all do it differently, but you just need to experiment. And we know what these products do. So just kind of try it out, guys. So they all work in conjunction with the Lifelong Vitality. Yeah, go ahead, Kat.
I gotta find my unmute. I started with the Advantage first thing in the morning, and before I used to have something in the morning. I can extend my not having something to eat until my first break at work at 9:30 by having the Advantage first thing in the morning. And I do it with a couple other things. I use glutamine and some other supplements that I have that I use with it. And I don't have to eat until I have like my snack at work. And I take the gels, one in the morning. I added the second week, one to the afternoon, and then one with my nighttime stuff before I go to bed. And the Metapwr assist when I eat my big meal, which I just ate. I had pizza. Olivia wanted pizza, and I normally have like 3 or 4 pieces of pizza. I had 1 piece of pizza and a small part of a cookie that we shared, and I am so full. I want to go to sleep.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I kind of yes, dear, don't forget you. I go back and forth. So for 2 to 3 weeks, I used the Assist Advantage morning and evening, but I've noticed now I take it first thing in the morning, and I may take it a second time of day, but I usually take it before I go to bed if I do. And I had no problem sleeping. It actually helped me sleep.
Yeah.
But I may take it tonight or I may not.
Yep. Yeah. I love it. I love that you guys are intuitive, and, you know, we keep reminding each other, just be intuitive and let yourself be guided. If you, like Debbie mentioned, just pause and ask yourself, do I really want this? What do I really, really want? So apple and peanut butter. Okay, got it. You know, that's really good, just to practice that new skill. And I love that, you know, some days I will do Metapwr twice, Advantage twice, sometimes I do once, and I love that. Okay, so don't feel like you have to be strict, and then don't feel like you have to be guilty when you're eating food. Oh no, I had a piece of cake. Oh no, I had a piece of pizza. You know, enjoy your food. My kids brought home a whole pizza the other day, and I was ready to just sit and watch a TV show. And they're like, you want some, Mom? I'm like, okay, what flavor? You know, it's like, hey, Hawaiian, you like that? And I'm all, oh, I'll have a bite. And it was so delicious. The food tastes so much better. So I think that's another happy side effect too. When you're enjoying every bite of your food, you've actually, you know, felt satisfied with just the one or a little bit of whatever that you've eaten. So you don't need to eat more to get more satisfaction. So I think that's another thing too. So don't feel too bad. Yeah, your body will tell you what you need at the time. I have a new affirmation for me. My body knows the perfect weight for me at the right time, you know, because right now I'm recovering, or felt like I'm still recovering, like, you know, like the breasts have like come back together in place, and the belly is like tightening up and stuff. You know, I'm fitting my clothes better. And so I'm like, why would I, you know, be crazy enough to like stand on the scale and say, oh, I wish I was 5 pounds less, and I'm so mad at myself. You know, I'm like, that's silly. That's so silly. I'm happy where I am now. My body knows what I need now. So if my body needs more fat, more meat to repair and recover, then so be it. Be happy with that. Okay, enjoy the food and just eat intuitively. So that's fantastic. So you guys, one last thing that I want to mention, what do you think about the pricing? Do you feel like it's great value? Because I think sometimes people might look at it and they get freaked out a little bit, but this is like $300 worth of products, and we're paying half of that. And like the ingredients alone, I saw one of the posts, ingredients alone in the Metapwr Advantage, it's 3 times that much, and we're paying a third of the cost. And it's like doTERRA, of course, put the best of the best ingredients in there. So what do you think? What would you say is, you know, about the pricing?
I'll share.
Yeah.
I will actually mention that it's quite interesting to me. I've seen 3 other companies since doTERRA released this launch. I've seen 3 other companies trying to promote collagen intake and this and that and stuff. And if you look at the ingredients of what they have versus what we have, and their cost versus our cost, it's like, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, obviously we've got a better product that has been well developed, and the cost is, I think, very affordable for what's out there on the market.
Yeah, love it.
So I have something to share. My mom doesn't like oils. I know that's blasphemous to say. But she just has never really loved them. But
Yes.
so I have just never tried to sell her on anything, but I was talking to her about how well I'm sleeping, and she's like, if that's the only benefit, like she's ready to sign up for Metapwr just because of like my sleep. I'm like,
Wow.
it's so
Yeah, that's awesome, Karen.
you know, and she's like, I want to sleep.
Yeah, seriously, just
So
share.
that's an interesting, like, okay.
No, you never know what, you know, triggers people. So I love it. I love it. Just keep sharing the results. You're honest, and, you know, they'll come around. And I think sometimes the oils, it kind of awakens us to facing our emotions when people have not allowed themselves to deal with it, to be in tune to their emotions. So it's a little bit more effort than they're used to, but you know, they'll adjust to it. That's good. So the cost, anybody else want to share what your thoughts are about the cost? And by the way, it's free enrollment if you buy the Metapwr system. Okay, so the 35 is waived. Yeah, so that's a great idea.
That should be adaptive.
Yeah. Adaptive.
For this.
Sorry, go.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kat, share with us what you think about the. Your
Okay.
turn, Kat. Yep.
I'm not going to show the brand. I'm just going to show, this is what I was buying before Metapwr Advantage. This is just one type of collagen. And it's the best one that my ex, who's a bodybuilder, told me to get this one. And this was $50 and it's 2 big scoops. And I only using one. It tastes awful. And it's just cow collagen, basically. So
Yeah,
I kind of look at that as opposed to how much
we have
the
9
Metapwr
types,
is.
9 types of collagen in the doTERRA.
Yes.
9 versus how many that is there?
1. And I have people that are going to say that's really expensive and I can't afford to do that. And I'm not forcing anybody to do it. I'm just going to lead by example and show them that the vitamins do this. And the lady that I've been talking to, and she's still interested. Money is her biggest problem with trying to do this. And I keep explaining it to her that I make my own cleansing products for my face. Sometimes I make my own hair stuff that I use. I make my own carpet, smelly stuff because of Debbie.
Avocado, yay.
And
Leela just did that today.
stuff. So I'm not buying as much chemical stuff over the counter.
You're
and
saving in
making my
other
own
ways.
Yeah, I'm saving in other ways.
Mhm.
But most of the people that I'm dealing with are having a problem with the cost. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to break it down for them in other ways so that
Yeah.
they can figure it out that it's better.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. And then you also have this, so you can get the 10-pack of the trifold.
That's what I need to do.
Yeah, and then just put your little sachets in there and say, hey, if you're serious about trying, here's some, and then just tell them that you'll catch up with them again and see how they go. So they just need 3 sachets for 3 days, and 3 days is what it takes. They'll see the difference. Yeah, and
These were like sample packs.
yeah,
Well, I actually need to do
So they
that
don't have
for
anything
my
in it?
ex.
they're empty. Yeah.
Oh,
They're empty. And that's a good idea because you buy your pack and it's cheaper if you buy it on LRP. You get your points back. Otherwise, it's like $9 a pack so you're giving away $9 worth every time you sample people. It's a little bit much. So when you're buying your own Metapwr and it works out to be a little bit cheaper, and then you can put it in your envelope. Yeah. So that's a good idea. You can even stick a little sample of the oil in there too, so they can put in their water. So up to you, but that information's in there. It's all inside there. So I love that. Yeah, I gave mine away to my friend and she was like, oh, I was thinking this and I'm so glad you brought it. She's like, I'm ready to try anything that makes me look more beautiful. When people want to spend thousands of dollars for plastic surgery, and I'm like, just do it naturally. Just leave that idea alone. Okay, go ahead, Melinda.
I think when it comes to cost, so many people are used to getting their medicine or their prescriptions, at close to nothing for their sickness.
Mhm.
And so that's a hard sell, I think, for a lot of people. You know, oh, you don't have to be on diabetic medication anymore. Oh, but it's free for me, or it's only, you know, X amount of dollars or whatever. You know, it's hard for people to want to pay for their health, which is
Mhm.
sad to me, because that's the pharmaceutical companies have made it. So even with like my dad, he's on so many medications, it drives me crazy, for an autoimmune condition. And he can't function without them. I mean, but he pays next to nothing for them. So I think that, you know, I've always heard, you know, if you don't make time for your health, make time for your sickness. But then almost like prisoners to their sickness, essentially, because they're reliant on all these other medications. And so I don't know, that's for me, like, even like going to the chiropractor, you know, insurance doesn't pay for all of that.
Yep.
So they consider that preventative. They're not, the health industry is not into that, unfortunately, you know, and so a lot of people aren't used to paying for their health, essentially. But I think, you know, health, I mean, we have military insurance, but so many people pay a lot of money for their insurance. It drives it, like, I can't believe how much people pay for insurance.
Mhm.
And I know at a time it was required. I don't know if it is now, but if you could switch and just pay your money towards doTERRA instead of insurance, you know, because I mean, I don't go to the doctor very often. I rarely get sick. You know, and so many people go to the doctor so frequently. So just, I guess, the mind shift, you know,
Mhm.
helping people shift their minds.
Yeah. So this is why they call it the revolution. We are starting a revolution for people, and we're teaching them a new culture, a culture
Yes.
of actually you can live longer with a high quality life, and actually you don't need to be, you know, popping pills all the time. Yeah. So we just need to be preaching this a lot, and I think they don't know how good feels until they feel good. Right. And so I think if we just kind of say, can I just sample you if you're really interested in this? And so I had one lady, actually, that was my grandma. She was like, oh, don't give me stuff. Don't give me stuff. You know, I have 1 or 2 oils already. I'm good. And then I said, Grandma, you know, I want you to be around to hang out and be with us and the grandkids and the great grandkids and stuff. And then she started crying, you know, like, I want you to enjoy it and not just be living. So it's like, yeah, okay. You know, it just kind of, it hit her when I said that. So just be clear that we're teaching people a higher quality life, live longer, right? Live a higher quality life. So yeah, we don't need to just buy into that culture when they're like, oh, but this is cheaper. It's not about the money. It's about how much you love yourself and how much you love your kids. And, you know, like Dr. Oscar Thorpe, he's like, I want to have a lovely normal day and go home, you know, after hanging out with the kids, fishing, eating a nice dinner and stuff, and then just go to bed and not wake up, right? And that's how he wants to pass away. And my great grandmother said the same. She said that she was actually 89, and that she's like, if I ever go, I'm going to go in my sleep so I don't bother anybody. And she was actually working in the field that day. And then she was like, oh, I don't feel good. I soiled my pants. And she's like, that doesn't happen. Then she washed herself, she bathed, and then she went to bed, and then she didn't wake up. And that's how she left us. So, you know, it can be done. The culture doesn't have to be suffering, you know. So, yeah.
Speaking of suffering, has anybody else noticed like an overall less pain in your joints, your back, your knees, your neck? Has anybody else experienced that?
I would say yes, for sure. Because I sometimes wake up feeling a little stiff and like get up in the morning and go to the bathroom. I feel like I'm really stiff, or like my feet are a little bit painful, but I have none of that now. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's me.
So I didn't realize it either until I was getting my stuff together to pack up to head up to Arizona. And I always pack this heating pad with me. it's quite big and cumbersome, and it takes up a good amount of space in my bag. But I always take it with me because it's necessary. Like especially if I'm doing a lot of physical activity, like I have been this past, week and a half, I'm going to hurt. And I don't, like, at all. In fact, when I first got here, Jade and I did some energy balancing because I hurt in my hip. My hip was not feeling well at all. I had a lot of pain, and we did energy balancing on that, and that doesn't even hurt anymore. Like I don't have the normal back pain from picking things up, and and I didn't even think about it until I was like, my heating pad, like I haven't even used it. That's so great. I just wanted to see if anybody else had experienced the same thing.
Oh, fantastic. Well, the LLV did that for me. So this is just extra, more energy, more mobility.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be something that you guys are going to recognize too now. So fantastic job, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and sharing. We had several people, Natalie, the girl that did the trial with doTERRA, she couldn't come because she is in the middle of work right now, but yeah, and Ashley couldn't come, but yeah. Okay, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, so everybody, y'all know that I had a problem with my knee because I had fallen before. And so I fell at the concert and had a bad knee week that week, but still managed to walk around and not die. But it was sore. And when I got back, because I started taking the Metapwr Advantage when I got back, and I started my physical therapy a week later after I got back. In that meantime, yes, I was sore when I was at convention, but the week that I got back before I started going back to physical therapy, I think it started to heal because it still hurts and I still have problems doing certain things, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And I'm walking up the stairs like I was before, and I'm not having as much problem. And when I was at convention, the other knee started hurting, and now they're both pretty okay.
Oh, well done. Now she had an epic fall. Should all have seen it.
I had an epic fall a year ago in April, and then I had another epic fall at convention.
And somebody do some energy balancing on that, on falling.
Always.
Ladies, thank you so much. For those who haven't used it, any other questions? Any questions?
I have one, Jade. I was curious if you have already done the emotional or energy stuff about Metapwr, because I mean, all of this stuff is so great, but I think what I kind of didn't expect is the emotional change in my body is that I just believe in my body. That is the on top of my mind, like every day, that I just feel like I believe in my body. So I was just curious if you've done those pages yet.
Actually, I started, and I'll share with you when I finish, but it's about having a higher quality, boosted kind of distance life. So cool. I think that's awesome. What everyone's talking about today. So yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's
Karen, I think that's a beautiful description, is like believing in your body and its ability to function the way that it's meant to, and to be able to heal when there are things that are that weren't functioning properly.
Yeah.
Believing in your body. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Because it also has the Metapwr oil in there, and the Metapwr oil is about the inner beauty, just loving yourself on the inside. So, this is it's a booster to that.
The Metapwr oil came up on my scan yesterday, on my ITV scan. I was like, what? Okay.
It came up on mine today. Like, but I'm on it.
I know.
And
I'm used to
start
it.
dry brushing with it.
Yeah.
Now
Has
you need
anybody
to do
else done
more.
that?
Oh, Nora, she was saying that she's done the dry, and oh, Kat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought my very first dry brush. I've never owned one, and I've only done it twice so far, but I'm literally putting the oil straight on my body and
Yeah.
then using the dry brush to get the circulation going. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, let's see how that works. I have a ball, that's a metal ball that I roll as well. Yeah, so I don't know which one's better, but I'm just gonna play with it and see what happens. Yeah. Well, thank you, you guys. We had spent our time very well. I'm going to stop the recording now.